Inspired by
Motivation. Inspired by motivation.
Inspired by motivation.
This is Talks with AQ with your boy AQ. We are back. It's been a minute, but we're continuing with episodes weekly whenever I can. And I'm here with a returning guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sari.
All right, Sari. Last time when we talked about online dating, the relationships, things like that. How has that been for you now currently?
Last time we were on here was about like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago since COVID.
Quarantine,
Crazy, right?
When quarantine lifted, that was when we got on the podcast.
Yeah, we got on the podcast wave.
A lot has changed.
Yeah, a lot has changed for real.
A lot has changed. In the last podcast, I was not in a relationship. And I had never been in a relationship.
Right.
And fast forward to 2022, I got in a relationship.
Wow. So, how was that?
It was a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Why you call it a roller coaster? Like, aren't relationships supposed to be fun? Like, having a good time?
Relationships are supposed to be fun, but they're just hard. It's not always easy. Like,
right.
There's a saying where you're supposed to give like 50-50.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in that. Like, if you're not having a great day and like your person has maybe like 60% energy or 40% energy, you have to step in and give that 60% to make it 100. It can't be 50-50 all the time. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely a lot of work for real. And that's like something I can agree on, which is something that like keeps me hesitant from trying to get into a relationship, because you give your time and effort and you have to like, get that reciprocated back. And if you don't get it in like, the equal
it
share,
shatters.
It shatters and it's like doomed to fail. And it's like not going to work out in the long run.
Yeah, like your self-esteem and like your confidence just goes down. It's like, oh, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? Did I say something bad? Did I do something? It's just a whole lot of thought. Just your anxiety just fills your whole head up, basically. You have that little voice in your head just like telling you things.
Yeah, for sure. Like, how do you feel like today's like ghosting culture? Like, ghosting culture has been like so prevalent that's like, one day you could be talking to somebody and then the next day like they act like they don't even like know who you are. How do you feel about ghost culture?
Honestly, it's stupid. It's immature. Like, we're grown adults. Like, use your big words. Like, use your big boy words. Use your big girl words. Like, express your feelings. Don't hesitate to like say like, hey, it's not working out. Like, we need a break, or we need to break up. Like, don't just ghost someone. Like, that ghosting is a lot worse than breaking up. It's mental torture and physical torture.
Yeah, definitely mental and physical for sure. Because like you could be like so invested into this person, like conversational wise, like you could look at your text messages or snap messages and be like, dang, we talked since we talked since last year and all this like conversations you've had. But then once they ghost, they amount to nothing. It's like, oh snap, like dang, I was nothing.
Like wow. I meant nothing to you.
Yeah, it's like the craziest course of events. Life is pretty much crazy.
Like, oh my gosh. It's also like in a way predictable. I mean, you can't predict the future.
Oh yeah, no, you can't.
But you can kind of see where things are gonna unravel, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of predictable, especially if like you're in a relationship. If that person's immature and like they're like not emotionally there, you know how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, it's definitely like you're playing, like you're gambling at one point, like Russian roulette. Like, will it work? Will it not? Like, am I risking my life with this person at this point, like emotionally? And then you go through the course of life and then boop, bop, you get betrayed. And it's like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Oh my gosh. So like in terms of like online dating, are you currently using online like apps? in dating like that currently, or you've been taking a break?
I'm taking a break. I recently got out of a relationship. Well, wasn't my choice, but
Jeez.
um,
Sheesh.
the other person was immature and could
Mhm.
not use his big boy words, and he just ghosted me because of something I had said, and he didn't like it. I'll
Wow.
keep it straight to the point. He just didn't like it, and he just ghosted me basically.
Communication, ladies and gentlemen. Please be able to communicate.
Communication.
It solves so many issues.
Mhm.
You can either end things on a good note or a bad note based on
Yeah.
communication. It means everything. Like I can
Mhm.
attest to this, like in like past relationships I've been in. Like some of them have went well because communication was right. Some of them
Mhm.
went wrong because communication wasn't there and nobody was willing to really like communicate or set things straight. Because
Mhm.
some people we like to see closure, like an ending, but most times you're not gonna get that closure and you're gonna be left at the
Yeah.
end and
No.
you're gonna be like, dang, where
The
do I go from
silence.
here?
The silence is torture. I mean, your
Yeah,
closure,
yeah. Silence is torture. It's pain.
not torture. No, I'm saying silence is your closure.
Oh, it's my close. silence. Silence is your closure. That's what she
Like
said. All right. Boom.
closure is not important.
Okay.
Actions are.
Okay.
And if they ghost you, it's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them.
Mm.
It just means that they're not emotionally there.
You ever felt like you're like the go-to person, like your friend group that like has the best advice, but when it comes to when you have to encounter these things, it doesn't work out for you?
All the time.
I feel that
Like
too.
I've been like in and out of like talking stages.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's there's been a lot of tears, crying, everything. Like the whole it feels like a breakup. Even though it's been like what maybe a month or two. Like
Mm-hmm.
it still hurts
Yeah. Still
regardless.
still
Even
fresh,
if you
fresh
haven't
feeling.
yeah, even if you haven't met the person, it still kind of hurts. It's like, oh shoot, like we were talking and things were going fine and then they just block you or
Mm-hmm.
unfriend you or
Yeah.
unmatch with you.
Unmatched. Huh.
And yeah, and then you're like, oh, what happened? You know?
What I do?
Yeah,
I was
what
just
did
I
you do?
was just trying to talk, communicate a little bit.
Right.
Goodness. You ever been catfished before? Any funny catfish stories?
Actually, recently.
Uh,
So I just went on Tinder
okay.
a couple of days ago
You
just
love
for
Tinder?
fun. So yeah, no, not anymore. No one really. It's a love-hate relationship with Tinder right now. But a couple of days ago, just for fun, kicks and giggles, I went on Tinder and I matched with this guy. Apparently, his name is Andrew,
Okay.
but I don't know if that's his name. Long story short, we matched, and I knew he was a sugar daddy because a year ago I had matched with him, and he wanted to spoil me and stuff. So he kept asking for like explicit, explicit pictures, which is
Explicit.
not my thing.
Not
Like
safe for work.
feet pictures, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show you like
Shout out Feet Finder.
that's a scam. But that's a scam. I got a story for that too. But anyways, he wanted like pictures of, you know, cleavage and
Oh, he
like
he wanted some good stuff.
he
Some
wanted yeah,
OnlyFans.
yeah. Basically. But like one on one, you know? But
Mm,
anyways, I matched with him and I just went with the flow because I didn't want to say like, hey, like we have matched before and anyways.
right.
Um we talked for a bit and he asked me for feet pictures and I sent him feet pictures and a video. He wanted a video too and he sent me $50. So I
Okay.
knew that yeah, I knew that that was not a scam.
Mm-hmm.
But then he like he was very pushy.
Oof.
Yeah, like he wanted to meet me in person. And I'm like, no, like I'm not there
Creepy.
yet. Like, can we like stick to pictures? Like,
Yeah.
I'll give you pictures, but I don't wanna meet you in person yet.
Yeah, none of that foolishness.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I kept like changing like back and forth. Like at first I had like agreed to like meet up with him, but then I asked him to send me a snap of himself so I know that he looks like what he looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not look like the picture that he posted on Tinder.
Mm.
And
Scandal.
that's when I was like, I'm not comfortable. Like,
Right.
I'm not comfortable meeting up with you
Oh
anymore.
no.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I left him alone for a day. Like, yeah, I left him alone after that, and then he texted me yesterday, and he goes, "Why'd you delete the pictures that I paid you for?" And
Oh.
I was like, "I went on Cash App, returned the $50, and yeah, because I
Huh.
deleted the
Good for
pictures. So
you.
like, what's the point? Like, I'm not gonna keep the money
Right.
or stuff like that. No,
Mm-hmm.
like if it was like I don't know how to explain it. If he had not been pushy or actually considered like values, then I would have been, yeah, okay, like I'll keep it, it's fine. But
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, I'm not interested. I don't want the money, and I just sent it back to him, and that was it. Like I haven't heard from him for about 2 days now. So
Wow.
yeah.
Dang, that is crazy. That's like an
Mhm.
actual that's legit catfish story right there.
Mhm.
We need to pitch that off to MTV. Shout out MTV.
Right.
Sheesh. Jeez. Be careful on it. Be careful on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. There are some
Yeah.
weirdos out there. So I know, like,
That's the good thing about Snapchat. Thank God he like sent me his Snapchat username,
yeah.
because it makes it easier to see if they are a catfish or not. Like
Mm-hmm.
if they do not agree to send you a picture of themselves
Mm-hmm.
or like a snap of themselves, don't trust it.
Yeah. Sketchy.
Mhm.
That's good on you for returning the money. That's good. Especially in our day and age society, everyone's so like obsessed with money and doing
Yeah.
whatever it takes to make whatever they want. It doesn't matter what they
Hey,
do.
like, did I want the money? Did I care for it? Yeah, sure. Like it's money. Like you
It's
can
fine.
use it,
You can
but
use it, right? But
it's
circumstances.
tied to something that you don't want to do, or like it's ethically wrong, like you personally, like no, you're I was like, you know what, I'm returning the money. I really don't
Yeah,
need it.
it wasn't
I
worth it at
don't
that point.
I mean,
Yeah,
I need money, but I don't want your
yeah. I
money,
don't want that money.
Yeah.
I don't want that money. You can keep that
Yeah.
money. Like,
Yeah,
that
basically.
just ain't worth it. Like, don't do
Mhm.
that. No,
No.
no. Sheesh.
Have you had any catfish?
Sheesh. Um, I would say like I guess I usually can spot the catfish because usually like people will like usually leave like a photo of themselves at the end of like when you swiping through
Mhm.
on Tinder, and I'll be like, oh, that's not you, unmatched.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not
And you
you.
can kind of tell, like in their pictures, you can like it's kind of like pixelated and a little
Like they took it off the
blurry.
internet. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it looked like. And that's what his looked like.
Like usually it'll be like it would show like, all right, this is like displaying what seems to be a girl who's like white or black, but then at the end of the picture, oh, it's someone who's this is an Indian guy. Like, whoa,
Mhm.
y'all trying to
That's
scam.
why that is why what is it? Google, like the Google app
Mm-hmm.
is great
Yeah.
because you can upload pictures and then
Yeah,
it
and you can
like
see where it came from. Yeah.
yeah. And then you can kind of see like if a profile pops up, then you can be like, yeah, that's not the guy
Mm-hmm.
or that's not
That
the
is
girl.
not who that is.
Yeah.
Beware.
Yes. Beware.
Beware. Oh my
Nothing has
gosh.
changed basically with dating culture. It's still the same.
Nothing has
two
changed. It's still the
years
same.
later,
Two
still
years
the
later,
same.
I think 2 years later, two years ago, you had said, "Yeah, Tinder ain't it." 2 years later, still the same thing. It
Still the same
ain't it.
thing. It really isn't, because Tinder and Bumble is all about like hookup culture.
Yeah, hookups. I've been on Hinge lately. Been using that.
Okay.
Hinge.
Like
Um,
2 years ago when I told you about Hinge, you didn't even know anything about
no,
it.
I had no idea. No.
It's so much better. I feel like I don't know what it is. And like I was listening to a podcast. It's called
Mm-hmm.
The Psychology of Your 20s on
Oh.
Spotify. It's
Hmm.
by Gemma. And it was her, I think her roommate and one of her friends.
Yeah.
They got on the podcast and talked about like dating apps. And
Mm-hmm.
they were saying that how like the appearance of Hinge, it looks clean and sophisticated. So there's like an expectation when you're on
Mm-hmm.
Hinge. Like you're not gonna find like hookup culture and like hookups or like, friends with benefits kind of thing. You're not gonna find it on Hinge. They're actually like genuine people
Yeah.
looking for a
Yeah,
relationship
they're real
on
people.
Hinge.
Everybody's real. Communicating.
Yeah.
Saying what's
Like
up.
if you like got out of a relationship and you just, want to have fun and just talk to people, Tinder and Bumble is fine. Do not go on Hinge, because Hinge, these are real people that like have genuine feelings and that wants a relationship. You can't just play with their feelings because
Oh no.
you got played.
Oh no. And my best policy is honesty. Be honest with people and your intentions.
Yeah,
If you're honest with your intentions, then something will come of it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't
yeah,
don't come into this saying you're gonna do one thing and then do another. Say what you're here
exactly.
for from the get go. And then,
Mhm,
that person will respond back and say if they're down to do what you're on or not.
mhm.
It's all about honesty.
And if you don't like it,
Yeah. Keep it moving.
you don't like it. You just
Don't
say,
like
"Hey, I don't like it,"
Hey,
and
don't like
then
it, keep it
you
moving.
just cut it
Yeah.
and keep
Cut
it
it off.
moving.
Don't waste nobody's time. Nobody wastes his hearts. Nobody wastes his energy. Boom.
Yeah.
Ready to go. On to
Yeah,
the
it's like
next one.
you're not wasting your energy and they're not wasting
Mm-hmm.
their energy.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Time is of the essence.
Yes, time is of the essence. Time is money.
Mhm.
Don't
It
waste my
sure is.
time.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no.
Not today. Gee.
Not today.
You got the wrong one.
Yeah, you did. Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. No. Oh my goodness. Man, what's been new with you? Like what's like new updates? You got any updates on life lately compared 2 years ago?
uh, I guess the only update is being in a relationship.
Okay.
Um, it would have been a year in November,
Dang.
but yeah. So since we're talking about relationship and yeah, dating culture,
Yeah, I remember days when you were just single, just not knowing what that life was.
yeah, I just never had like the idea of what being in a relationship was.
Mm-hmm.
I had been on a lot of like talking stages
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of dating, but not really in a long term partnership or relationship rather. Um until last year, so I matched with my ex back in March,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked, and he kept saying like, hey, let's hang out, let's hang out, let's hang out, and I would like push it off. I'll be like, kind of busy today, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired. And I'm kind of surprised that he actually stuck
Mm-hmm.
through the whole thing, through the whole like
Right.
talking phase.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I eventually met up with him in November. So I kind of made an excuse to my parents. I was like, hey, like my best friend, she's not feeling well. Like her cat is not feeling well. So I'm just gonna, stay with her for the night. And they're like, okay, cool. Little did they know that I was going to
Little did they
my ex's house
know.
basically to hang out. And it was fun. Like, I don't have any bad things to say about him besides what happened recently,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not going to go too much in detail because obviously it's like I don't want to put my information out there and his
Yeah, yeah,
information out
yeah.
there.
We keep it very
And
broad.
yeah, yeah. But like I do have to say my truth in a way,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Say your
how
truth.
I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah. How you feel?
I mean, like our relationship was fine. He has anxiety, and being at home with his parents, it was not easy, especially um in the beginning. Well, last year, come towards March of this
Mm-hmm.
year, he was just not feeling it because he was working ballet and he had just graduated.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad was like, "You need to wait on this job that my friend is going to offer."
Right.
And he trusted his dad. But long story short, the guy that they were waiting on never like reached out to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just pissed at his dad because he was the one that said to wait for the job.
Mm-hmm.
If he had known this was gonna happen, he would have like looked for a job, like a second option, third option. If that
Right.
didn't work out, then he could have just kept his options open.
Yeah.
But his dad was like, wait, you're gonna get the job.
Mm-hmm.
So he got his hopes up basically, and his parents were not really helping because they would just be like, go find a job, go find a job, go find a job. You can't
Mm-hmm.
be here. You can't be here. Like
Right.
very controlling.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to a breaking point and he was like, I just realized I don't need a girlfriend right now. And he broke up with me like first week of April. And
Mm-hmm.
I was devastated because it was my first relationship. We
Oh
had
yeah.
said, well, he said that he loved me like a week prior
Mm-hmm.
to the breakup. And I thought things were going fine. But it wasn't a week prior, sorry. It
Oh
was
wow.
a month prior. And
Oh wow.
then
Hmm.
all of, so in February, how do you say it? February?
Yeah.
Yeah, February. he said, I love you in February.
February.
And then in March, I never got to see him. The entirety of March, I never got to see him. Um, so yeah, and then he broke up with me, and I was devastated because it was my birthday month, and I wanted him to be there, but I was just dead. Like I was not happy. And then a month later, he like reached out, and then we rekindled basically. And fast forward to now, I'm single again.
All right. Back at it. Back to your old
Back
thing.
at it.
Single.
Yeah, the second time, it's it's still the same. Like,
Still the same.
yeah, it's still devastating.
Oh geez.
Yeah, but
So how do you
then,
how do you feel about relationships as a whole now compared to what you knew before?
um, well, in this day and age, it's like it's hard to find a good guy or a good
Mm-hmm.
girl. It's
Yeah.
hard to find genuine people
Mm-hmm.
and people that would work on things rather than having an argument and then you're like, okay, I'm done. We're breaking up.
Yeah.
Like you need someone that's going to like fix the problem. Like you
Mm-hmm.
guys need to like talk it out. That's a mature thing. Like you don't
Yeah.
just break up over one argument.
Oh yeah.
Relationships are not easy.
Yeah. They take work.
Like it's not happy go lucky all the time. Like if you're in an argument, like yeah, take a day or two to cool off and then come back and talk to each other. Or if you keep like rules or boundaries where you're like, all right, we're having this argument, take 10 minutes, an hour, cool off, come back, talk, and then go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Or like go about your day. Like never go to bed angry.
Yeah.
But it's like the life now, it's have an argument, break up. that's what it is. There isn't any like genuine feeling. Like
No.
you say that you love that person, but then you don't want to work
Yeah.
on the relationship. Like how does that work?
It's a very complicated question right there.
Mhm.
You say you love them, but why aren't you willing to stay to make it work still?
Or like change.
Hmm.
Then it goes to show that yeah, like I'm maybe not with the right person because they're not willing to change. So then why are we prolonging this relationship?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always feel like it's hard to, have people change. People have to like choose to change on their own.
Mhm.
It's like one of those like dicey things. It's like, you know, will they change if they're on merits? What's gonna happen? And then
Mhm.
life happens and things change and there's so many different like factors that can affect how relationships are. Like if something happens in
Mhm.
that individual's life that changes how they are, how they want to like act with you or react with you, like it just gets so like deep and
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah, so like the talking phase is fine, but like when you're actually seeing the person and
Mm-hmm.
dating and in a relationship and then you break up, it's like your self-esteem goes down.
Oh yeah.
Everything goes down. Like your sense of self, your sense of self crumbles and diminishes
Oh yeah.
because being in a relationship created a codependency
Oh yeah.
because you're relying on that person to, give you your support,
Yeah. Support.
be there for,
Mm-hmm.
to give your love,
Yeah.
validation. Like that person was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
And now when that is gone, what am I supposed to do? Who do I reach out to? Who do I call? If something bad happens, who do I reach out and say? You can't reach out to your ex. You're strangers. You get to know each other, and then it turns out to be like this beautiful thing. And then you
Mm-hmm.
break up, and you're back to being strangers again, which it's weird.
I always that's like, how does that happen? How do you go from like knowing each other to the T and then strangers?
Mhm.
How does that
And
work?
then when you're talking to them, seeing them, it's like they're a part of your life, and then you can't see your life without them. And
Mm-hmm.
when the breakup happens, it just everything everything changes.
Yeah, everything really
And
changes dramatically. Like I've always wondered
mhm,
that, like of all the times I've ever been in like a relationship or with a woman, we go from knowing each other like to the T, and then like something could happen. Like there was just one thing where someone told me, we had to cut off communication, so we had to act like we don't know each other, which is kind of like for me is
mhm,
like the hardest things because I'm like I'd love to like talk things out, get
yeah,
things to like a common ground, but when
mhm,
you have no choice in the matter, it makes you feel
because you didn't
helpless.
choose that.
You didn't
It
choose
was
that.
the
You didn't
other
want that.
person's.
Hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't your choice. It was
Yeah,
their choice.
it was never your choice.
Yeah, I've just learned that like if someone breaks up with you, you just have to leave them alone,
Hmm.
and then they realize what they're missing and they reach out.
Yeah.
And if it's genuine, they will reach out and they will try to, get back together with you.
Hmm.
And you then have that power to either decline
Hmm.
or accept the relationship again.
Yes. Rightfully so. So we are hitting up the 10-minute mark. We got like 10 minutes left till our show is over.
Oh,
Um,
just 1 hour?
yeah, I think it's supposed to be 1 hour, but I think Zoom has upgraded. So since 2 years
Mm,
ago, it limits to 40 minutes on on things. But hey, 40 minutes is enough time for this episode, of course. We
yeah.
talked about a lot of good things, a lot of good gems, and
Hmm.
can't really complain. It's all Gucci, all good. Um,
Yeah.
it was great to catch up with you and discuss more about relationships and hear your updates on life. Um,
Hmm.
is there like an important like thing you'd like to leave us like off with, like an important like inspirational type thing, anything?
Well, I just want to put it out there if my ex or whoever like listens to the podcast, I'm fine. All right. I am perfectly fine on my own. And if you want to work things out,
Right.
you know where to reach me. But I am not going to take your breadcrumbs.
All right. You heard it here first. You want to work things out.
Yeah, but I will leave with if you do get in a relationship, make sure that like if you do get in an argument, is it fixable, and fix it. Don't just say no, this is not gonna work out and break up.
Yeah.
It also ties in with like how you're brought up and your attachment style.
Yeah.
So figure out what your attachment style is and try to fix that and become secure first before you jump into a relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. That's all I'm gonna leave it.
All right. And you heard that here first. This is Talks with AQ. This is your boy AQ, the singer, Inspired by AQ, here with you. If you like to hear my episodes, please be sure to subscribe to us at Inspired by AQ. If you'd like to see more of Sari, hit us up in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, this is motivation through life experiences. Till next time. Peace.